Hi, this is Matt Saternus for Plugged In Golf, and we're here today with Sam Bettinardi.
Hey, Matt.
How you doing? We're going to talk a little bit about Bettinardi Golf, how they've grown, what Sam's role is in the company, their relationship with Matt Kuchar. So we'll start off just for the viewers who aren't as familiar with Bettinardi. Can you give us a little history of the company?
Yeah, so Bettinardi Golf started in 1998. It originally happened where in 1991 my dad walked into a golf shop and he saw an ad for a putter that was made on a Bridgeport milling machine. Now, being the fact that he was in the machining business, he knew that he had CNC milling machines. So he thought, hey, maybe I can make this better on my machine. So he contacted the manufacturer of the putter and he worked on it and finally produced a couple prototypes for some of the top OEMs in the early to mid 90s. And in 98, we started Bettinardi Golf. And since then, we've had over 50 worldwide victories. Currently, we have 5 or 6 guys in the PGA Tour, including Matt Kuchar, who are playing our putter. And things are getting better and better every year.
Great. Well, especially in the last, say, 5 or 6 years, it seems like every other time you turn around, there's a new boutique putter company. Why, for the average golfers out there, why should they get a Bettinardi and not something else? What makes Bettinardi different?
Yeah, one of the really cool things about Bettinardi that not a lot of people can say is that we own our own machine shop. So where we are right now, we're in Tinley Park, Illinois, and where all of our putters are manufactured are about 20 feet down the stairs and out in our machine shop. So most putter companies or most other golf companies have their product made overseas, or there's another vendor that are making their putters where we can walk out, check on quality control, we can check all our designs, check on quantity. We don't have to make a phone call, at 7 in the morning or at 7 at night over in that facility. We control everything here, and that's what makes Bettinardi really unique.
Can you talk a little bit about that quality control and about that manufacturing process?
Yeah. So what also separates Bettinardi from a lot of other golf companies is that we make parts for other industries. We make machine parts for hydraulic companies, for medical devices, and so the same standards that are going to making those parts are also going to making putters. So we are not ISO 9001, 2008 certified. Not a lot of manufacturing companies can say that because we hold our tolerances and specs very tight. So, you walk up and pick up a part that's going to be in a medical device and you check the specs, or a putter right on the opposite sides of the aisle, they're going to be under the same tolerances. So very tight, very quality control, all goes into making a Bettinardi.
Great. Now, right behind us here we've got Studio B, your putter fitting studio. Now, there's a lot of different ways to fit a putter. You talk to different manufacturers, they've all got different concepts of how to do that. If somebody were to go to a Studio B and get fit, what's involved in that?
Yeah, if somebody were to go to a Studio B, we have 3 locations. Studio B here in Tinley Park, Illinois, Minnetonka, Minnesota at Second Swing, and then also one at Country Club of the South in Georgia. And somebody comes in, they book an appointment, kind of like a doctor's office. It's pretty private. You come in here and you pick up about 3 or 4 putters that you really like, something that you want to tinker with, and the fitter, for our fitter here, Mike Orvis, will put you on our 4-camera V1 laser system, and it'll pick something that's right for you. We're not going to change your stroke to fit the putter. We're going to find the right putter that's best for your game. So that's what it's really all about. We check your lie, loft. There's a laser system that shines on the toe to check a little bit of everything, and you can watch your stroke on a nice 42-inch plasma. So really get dialed in at Studio B.
Nice. Now, one of the things that's kind of amazed me about Bettinardi the last few years is just how productive you guys have been. You've been putting out a couple different putter lines almost every single year. Now, how do you do that without feeling like it's a retread year after year? What is the inspiration for coming up with a new line every single year?
Yeah, a lot of the inspiration comes from tour. So what's very popular on tour, we kind of take in our own designs. We also change up some of the millings, the finishes, different designs that go into the putter. So a couple years ago, we introduced our Fit Face, which is where we take a different tool and mill out about 60% of the material in the face, resulting in a really soft feel of impact. This year, 2014, new to the line are our Counterbalance Putters. So we have a BB1, which is a traditional blade, our BB32, which is a plumber's neck mallet, and a BB55, which is a high MOI version. So we have 3 Counterbalance Putters, and we feel like that's really the buzz and the trend in golf right now. Also, last spring, we released arm lock putters, made famous by our man, Matt Kuchar. So those putters have taken off a lot because people are looking for different alternatives, with 2016 approaching, different methods to putt without anchoring, and the arm lock's been something a lot of people have been trying out.
Great. Now we'll get back to the counterbalancing and unlocking in a minute, but one thing that impresses me about Bettinardi is a lot of these boutique makers that I mentioned just stamp out answers all day long, answer style putters. You guys almost every year come up with a new design. Two questions. Where does the inspiration come for new designs like the BB55, and why do it? Certainly you guys that make great putters, you could just stamp out answers all day if you wanted to.
Right. Well, we could pretty much do anything we want, going back to the fact that we have our own machine shop here, make everything in the States. So when we're coming up with new designs, we go out to one of our machines and test prototypes over and over and over again, bring them up to the studio, see how they're rolling, watch them on the cameras, watch them under, the spotlight, and see how they're performing. And that's really what we find out works. I mean, we may scrap, 30 to 40 pieces before we come up with something we really like. And of course, your typical answer, your BB1 style is always going to be very popular. But coming up with something new is what keeps people interested in Bettinardi, and we got to keep evolving, moving forward, and that's what we really feel works.
Okay. Let me grab one of these counterbalance putters. And you mentioned this just a moment ago. You do have 3 counterbalance putters in the line this year. Tell me why you think this is better for golfers. Who is it good for? And is it something we're going to see years into the future?
Yeah, this is a good putter for someone who wants to try and hit down on the ball. What we did on the counterbalance putters is we added 42 grams of weight to the head. We added 42 grams of weight by extending the shaft to 38 inches. So what we do differently is we don't put a plug in the top of the grip. We just extend it and have a 17-inch grip. And also by having the heavier head, it really promotes a smooth and stable stroke. So people that are a little iffy on shorter putts, I think that's a good method. I like this putter a lot. I like the mallet version for me personally. So if you like something that suits your eye in the 3 head styles we have, and you're looking for a little bit more stability, I think the counterbalance option is a really good way to go.
Okay. Now, most people know your dad. He's been obviously around the game, the face of the company for a long time, but people may not know you yet. Tell me, when did you start working for Bettinardi Golf?
Yeah, I started working here last December, so it's been about 15, 16 months now. I graduated from DePaul University in Chicago with a degree in business management, and right now I'm in charge of sales and marketing for Bettinardi, domestic and internationally.
Okay. So tell me, what on a day-to-day basis, what does that have you involved in?
Day-to-day basis, dealing with sales reps, international distributors, doing a lot of our social media, coming up with ads, tour support, talking with distributors. Our guy in South Africa right now, we got 15 to 20 guys on the tour, so going back and forth with him and making sure the players are happy with their product, making sure they're getting the right specs. A little bit of hodgepodge of things, learning the machine shop side, going out in the shop and talking to some of the guys and watching how putters produce. So just trying to get my hands involved in a lot of different things.
All right. And I would say, from my perspective, Bettinardi's never been more visible in the game. So obviously you're doing something right, and it's cool for me, on a personal note, to see a company that I've been a fan of for a long time, company here in my hometown. Now it's something that really anywhere in the world of golf you could go and people are going to recognize that name, Bettinardi Golf.
Yeah, we appreciate it, and I think a lot of the success is coming from our tour support. Matt Kuchar, he won 3 times last year. Brian Gay won last year, and we have a guy in the Champions Tour, won the Toshiba Classic. He won the Charles Schwab Cup in the fall, so he's won a few times. We're making a lot of putters for him. Nickname is Boom Boom. He's doing some great things for us, so we're really excited to have guys. Bo Van Pelt's playing our putter, JB Holmes, so a lot more tour exposure has really translated to a lot of success for Bettinardi.
Now, you referenced your partnership with Matt Kuchar, and it's certainly something that has been very visible for Bettinardi Golf. Tell me, how is it that you guys came in contact with Matt Kuchar, and how did you guys start this partnership?
Yeah, so what we did with Kuch is back in November of 2012, we started working with Matt, making him a lot of different models, a lot of different putters to try, and different neck bends. So Matt was looking for a way to get better at putting. So we made him these arm lock putters. His is 44 3/4 inches in length. It's got 7 degrees of loft, and it's got 2.5 shaft of offset. So we must have made him 15 to 20 different putters to try. And finally, he picked one. He put it into play at the Sony, and he had a couple top 10s, and he won the WGC in February. And after that, he was really had a lot of confidence and was really committed to Bettinardi. And we talked to him and his agent, and we wanted to work out a deal. And now he's our brand ambassador, and he's doing a great job. He's Mr. Consistent on tour. I think he's made some 34 cuts in a row. He's always around the leaderboard, and he's the ambassador for the arm lock putters too, which is pretty special.
Yeah. Now, obviously he has such a unique style of putting with that arm lock. What were the keys in dialing this in for his style of putting?
The keys to dialing this in was the loft on the face and the offset. So if you look at this putter, it's got 7 degrees of loft, so the face almost looks like some kind of a wedge. And the offset, it's bent this much. Now this is available in a standard model too, 35 inches. And when you compare side by side, you can really see the bend. But just kind of holding the putter like this, what you want to do is you want to have your left forearm down the shaft. And what Cooch does really well is he kind of smothers his forearm over the grip of that. And as the grip kind of leads up right through the palm and the V in your hand, and he puts his right hand on there and pushes it in, and that's how he putts. So it's worked really well for Matt that way.
Now, you guys at home may not know this, but Sam's a pretty good golfer in his own right, and you're also using the arm lock.
When
did you make that switch?
Yeah, I made the switch probably sometime in July after I saw Cooch win the Memorial, and thinking he's had a lot of success with this putter. Why not I try it? Now, I should be a good putter with the last name Bettinardi, and it's something I've always kind of struggled with, but after switching to the arm lock, I shot a 66, the course record on a home course. I won the club championship, playing a lot of amateur events, and I really feel like my putting's never been better.
Now, who would you recommend that arm lock style to? Do you think that's something every golfer should try? Is that something for a particular type of golfer?
Yeah, it's something that, similar to the counterbalance, people that are looking for alternative putting methods, something that's a little bit heavier. If you're used to a belly or a broomstick putter, I think the arm lock's good. I was never a belly putter, but short putts, 10 feet and in was something I struggle with. And when I set up with this thing, I really feel like it's kind of like cheating. It's almost point and shoot, it's automatic. So if you're willing to try something different, the arm lock's something good.
And it's important, when people are going to try this arm lock style, you can't just stick an extension in your current putter, can you?
No. A lot of people think that they can make their own arm lock, but what's unique about this, again, is the way it's milled with the 7 degrees of loft on the face, the 2.5 shaft offset with the spud neck sticking out like this. That's really what makes this putter unique. So when you hold it, you actually have the forward press of 7 degrees. Actually, when you forward press, it goes back down to about 3 degrees of loft. So it's really something that we engineered here at Bettinardi that a lot of other guys on tour are starting to take note of.
Well, Sam, I appreciate you taking the time.
Thanks, Matt.
Thank you for talking to us today.
Appreciate it.